Let's get it then. Saturday night edition. Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la, we win. They go, ooh la la, we win. She like, ooh la la, we win. They go, ooh la la, we win. Okay, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. They're like, ooh la la. Looking for ends like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, the question is, where you been? Over here on my side, we've been dealing with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes. When niggas don't be acting flaky, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. Got mines in today. Yeah, kid. So before you leave the page, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash that notification bell so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good luckin'. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We is in the end game because my motherfucking guy Grizzle was in the building. Billy, what up? JJ, what up, my nigga? You know what I mean? Shout outs to everybody tuning in on Instagram. Normally we live on YouTube, and we've been going live on Instagram too, getting a lot of good feedback. But we in the end game because, ooh, yeah, they hate, but they broke though. And when it's time to pop, they're no show. Right? You know what I mean? Young M.A., you know what I mean? She in the news, spinning in the clip, as I like to say. And you never know when you're going to be spinning in the clip, good or bad. That's why your mom say, make sure your drawers is clean, make sure you got on clean socks. In case you get hit by that bus, you're probably going to shit yourself anyway. But Mama Love always wanted you to have proper representation of the family, right? Because you're not hustling for your first name, you hustling for your last name. You know what I mean? And so she in the news. In fact, real quick side note, last time I seen her in the news, I don't know if it was photoshopped, but she supposed to have been pregnant. You know what I mean? With child. She was standing there taking a selfie of herself, and the internet is undefeated, so it could be doctored. Y'all can let me know. Y'all probably know more than me. Now we see her spinning in the news. She was in a supermarket or what appeared to be like a Target or some shit like that, in the little go-kart joints that you normally see the elderly people, you know, wearing. Brass, what up, my nigga? You know what I mean? You normally see, you know, people that really need it. And some of them be zooming through too. Like, move out the way, please. Move, bitch, or I'm going to run your feet over. And you looking like, damn, grandma, you know what I mean? Be easy. Slow down. Then another picture, or a video rather, you know, she was getting a haircut, getting her shit shaped up with the gorgeous sideburns. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Y'all know how the ladies be doing. Like, where the ladies at? Got the gorgeous sideburns, looking masterful. And she was getting her hair done up, and people really noticed her eyes. You know what I mean? And you know, obviously her eyes was real yellow, and she wasn't really looking good. So she actually came out and confirmed. So now it's not allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of. She's confirming that she has been dealing with health issues and some type of, you know, ailment. And so we want to wish her well. We want her to get better. You know what I mean? Normally, I don't want to speculate shit like that on what it is because she didn't come out and say what it was. So I don't know. But normally it's the liver, you know what I mean? Drinking a lot, you listen to her, you know what I mean? Her music, a lot of it, if you're a fan of her, you fuck with her music, then you know that, you know, that's her thing. You know what I mean? Hitting the Henny, and the Henny got me, you know what I mean? The Henny got me sauce. Right, it got you sauce. And with a lot of our coaches, not just her. This is why I want to speak about it real quickly too. I'm not gonna say it was from drinking. When I had my appendix removed, and my appendix was they was like right there to burst. And if anybody had their appendix removed, anybody in their family, this is common stuff that I'm actually seeing now. You know what I mean? But mine was taken out in 2008. In the movies with the kids and shit, my nieces and nephews. Wu-Tang love the kids. Lee love the kids. We watching Iron Man, you know what I mean? 2, actually. So I think it was like, 10 maybe. And was feeling real cold, was getting the shakes, dropped them off, and I've been feeling sick for a while. And this is another thing I want to speak to where it comes to men not wanting to, go to the doctor. You know what I mean? And then when you see shit spinning in the clip, social media, the RNA, shit they put in the food, maybe allegedly kind of sort of to motherfucking engineer your whole dynamic. Now you coming out looking like something else, you know what I mean? And I'm being funny, but I'm not. Definitely being funny, but I'm not. So anyway, you know what I mean? The culture is, drinking a lot and not going to the doctor, even if your body may be giving you some indications, some little signs. Because the body has a way of definitely letting you know sometimes at the last moment, and it's too late, and then you're a resident from Queens, and all of a sudden, you did it and done. Your body told you, but it was too late. And then sometimes the body does tell you, earlier on, and you can correct that wrong. So we wish her the best. A lot of people was really giving her, like, I don't know, like when you read some of these comments real quickly too, and me personally, I know how to decipher, like, you know what I mean? Like a circle. I like turtles between people that's genuinely want to maybe ask a question, have a comment, want to express their thoughts, and we all got opinions. People going to say what they're going to say unless you block them. Like on the internet, you ain't going to win. You know what I mean? You're not going to win. You can win. They're going to say what they want. Some is trolls. Some is bitch-ass niggas just hiding behind burner accounts or women, man. Like, people fit in different categories. You know what I mean? Unless you know who's commenting on these posts. But people was wishing death on her. People was just like, the barber person should be, you know what I mean? Something should happen to him because, oh, by the way, and it's all for sale. Like, it's all for sale. You on your phone and shit. And, who knows that she didn't want to, get her shit tweeted out, or she ain't want to, you know what I mean, put her business out there. She came out and said that she had some ailments. So I just thought that was interesting. So take care of yourself, people, especially men. You may not really have the insurance. For the people that do want to seek medical attention, you'll be a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky. You're a little nervous because, you might get the worst news. And real quick, again, this is my show. We unscripted, we uncut. I remember my first time going for the AIDS test. HIV, human emission deficiency virus, you know what I mean? And you be a little shaky when you having activities or you had some slip-ups or things that have happened. You know what I mean? Being not the best safe. And you go and you know what I mean? You waiting for the results. Who's the best big MCs? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. The results is in, and you are the father. And in some cases, you're not the father. You be scared. And if you don't have the right medical or, you're not living the right life, you kind of like already know what it is, or you have a sense, so you just stand clear so that nobody really can tell you, like, oh, nah, you got to stop doing this. You need to cut down on this. You need to do these. Like my guy that's all over the internet. Do these. You need to do these and get your shit together. But if nobody can tell you, you can say, I'm going to stay ignorant to it and just still live the life that I want. Then again, your body be like, oh, nah. And you end up passing away, you know what I mean? Or you end up got to get your foot cut off or some crazy shit, you know what I mean? That the uncontrollable things that happen in our health. So we wish her the best. You know what I mean? Let's talk about this shit, right? Because Scarface once said he never seen a man cry till he seen a man die, right? And that's in a literal sense, like somebody about to take you off and you off on one. And this is to Michael Irvin, he was kicked off the airways, ESPN, Fox and shit, the NFL Network, shit like that. I did a story on this / video. Go see the other video. And this is when it first came out. And that video pretty much in a nutshell was just, the accusations could be said, can be put out there in the atmosphere. People will suck it up. People will run with it, and you convicted in the public eye, in the public opinion. Okay, fast forward, because those was my thoughts then. Those are still my thoughts now. Unfortunately, if you a man, like, you know what I mean? Because we men ain't we right, because you men. And this is the shit this is the reality that we got to deal with. And obviously, it's pros and cons. It's fucking, what's the word? Double standards for all this shit. Like, it's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. And what he did, his advisors, first of all, I don't know all the ins and outs, and it's a lot of, legalities and shit that's going on with his pending lawsuits. And I mean, I hope he win. I hope he win big. Like, cop the coop with the, hope he win big on the niggas. Win by 30. Crush them. Like, kill these ants with a motherfucking sledgehammer. And get all that money from fucking the Marriott. All that money from ESPN. Trace, what up, my nigga? Get all that money from ESPN. Get all that money from Fox. And whoever else he can get it from. The Me Too movements, whoever. Because now, like, he had to take back his lawsuit, his civil suit or whatever, so he could release the tape. So this is a strategic, like, niggas playing chess, you know what I mean? And other people is playing checkers. And whoever his lawyers is, this was a brilliant move according to what I read. I'm not a lawyer, you know what I mean? He took his lawsuit back only so he could release the tapes. Bow, gotcha, bitch. Like Dave Chappelle, gotcha, bitch. And when you look at the footage, you see, the lady slowing up, you know what I mean? Looking behind for a big BC or whatever, you know what I mean? And whatever the case, we don't really know her intentions, but we do know she slowed up for him. He wasn't rushing up to her. And, they exchanged some words. He do touch her a little too times. So as you're watching the video, for those that seen the video, you know what I mean, of him releasing what happened that night at the Marriott and why he lost his job. And why he lost everything. That's why he was crying. And that's why I quoted Scarface saying, I never seen a man cry till I seen a man die. So this is a man who obviously 3-time champion. Shout outs to the Cowboys fans, even though, like, is new, like, I'm a Giant fan. You know what I mean? I don't know how I feel about the Daniel Jones deal yet. That's for another story. But anyway, 3-time champion, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, you know what I mean? Like, how about the Cowboys? And K.O. Smitty is a Cowboy fan. I just went to see K.O. Shout outs to Champ. Got money, made money. Had some, little instances and, living in that era, and there's no excuses. He definitely, have to be held accountable for what he did, and I'm sure he has. Fast forward, people judge you off your past. Not all, not saying that it's right, saying that this is what people do to you, show them something else. Like, you put the suit on, you start talking Spanish on them, and I'm being funny, but I'm not. You switch it up on them. You do a 120, a 280, a 180. And people be like, oh, I know her for this. I know him for this. Now he's doing this. So they look with a side eye to see, one, is it a facade? Is it real? And for the most part, he been doing his thing on ESPN, getting paid. And for him to lose everything, just like this, like the Thanos snap, then all of a sudden, half of the population is gone. Just like that. Half of his business and how he was making his revenue through different avenues, like he multiplying his money through different avenues, and that's a Rick Ross reference, gone. Crying, that's a death. You know what I mean? He got money. People be like, well, he got money, Lee. We don't know if he did it or not. We living in the times where you are fucking guilty until proven innocent. And obviously, I know what it's like to lose, right? To feel so desperately that I'm right, yet to fail. And be up top and break the law, etc., and see other people lose. To lose this way when you ain't do it and you ain't do shit like it wasn't me is horrible. And also not even just losing everything financially, because that's one scenario. That's one scenario. I gotta put this shit on the charger before we go off. That's one scenario. The other scenario obviously is, death or getting your ass whipped or something bad happening to you, based off a lie, an accusation that's false, some shit that don't even got to be proven. Then all of a sudden, you get to go about your fucking merry way, face no consequences, no, no nothing at all. You just go about your life. It's fucked up. And the reason why he said he cried, if you didn't see the video, Because he said, number one, he not really trusting of a lot of people. And I get it. When you famous, you got money, you living a life, you've been living, I mean, living how you want for years. You get people that probably want to use you, that come into your circumference, that, feel entitled, think like they should get shit that you put working for. Like some people think that they should get exactly what somebody that bust their ass, get up at 5 in the morning, do all the extra shit just because you cool with them, just because you associated with them, just because you got the same fucking last name. And that's not the case. And that's you for the people in the back, right? Y'all shaking your head. Some of y'all, this is y'all. You know what I mean? Some of the people I'm talking about is y'all. And a lot of people are like that. So he's like, nah, I don't really rock with a lot of people. And he's so thankful that this particular night during the Super Bowl weekend, and we had the Chiefs, 2 fans or whatever, the people that end up coming out to be the witness for him, they testified on his behalf, all because he was going to take a picture. And he was, not brushing them off. You know what I mean? Like, same people you meet on the way up is the people you meet down. And if he was on some asshole shit that day, or just like, nah, you know what, I'm tired. I don't feel like it today. It wouldn't have been no witnesses to corroborate his story. And he probably won't be getting more money, like clickety clank, clickety clank. The money go like more money, more money. And again, I hope he win, and I hope he win big. But this is also what we need to, this is definitely one of the double standards. There's no really getting around. And the only way we really could get around this is if women is held accountable in that regards. If you lie, other women need to speak up. What's up, Koala? Other people need to, hold women accountable. And also, so that the real victims, they don't get, overlooked. They don't get you next, you 250 in line. Quay, what up? You don't get 250 in line sitting at the DMV all because, you got the great word or something bad happened to you and you sitting in the fucking DMV mad like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? You mad like a motherfucker. Like, damn, they ain't called F-2938 yet? No, hold your seat. Like, you mad and people done jam logged it to where the real victims can't get the service and get the due process that they need so that they get the motherfuckers that's sprinkling and miling in her champagne. She ain't even know. We want to get those motherfuckers. We don't want them to go free. We don't want them people to go free. They gonna do shit to, to my family or people I rock with, my associates, my friends, just people in general. It's foul. So we want those people caught. And we don't want the fake people that's lying, that's conniving, that's foul. And as K.O. Smitty would say, scum of the earth. Like, bitches and niggas, some niggas like ladies, gentlemen, and low life, and then you gotta add scum of the earth, like, you know what I mean? We're just talking about Michael Irvin, pretty much the accusations that the white lady, you know what I mean? And we're gonna put her on blast, the other, but you black, you know what I mean? Try to lie, ruin his reputation, cause him money, cause him to lose his job, etc. And we don't need people, we don't need women lying, logging, jam logging, taken away from the real victims. Women should be just as much outraged as some of these men are, because he could have lost his whole livelihood if he didn't stop and take pictures with 2 fans like 2 times. And then also, he's a vet. Like, he's been around for a while. Like, this is the 80s, white lines, and when the NFL, you could smack people up, and not like it is now, and a little rougher time, dare I say. He's seasoned. When the 2 dudes like, yo, let's take a picture, he's like, yo, let's step outside. Let's get out the bar. I'm not going to blow my bag. And even side note, when I met Victor Cruz and shit, New York Giants champion, stand up. Like, it's New York in the house. It's Brooklyn, like, stand up. And New York Knicks doing good right now. Side note. We took the picture in the elevator and shit, and he had the drink, and his man like, yo, let me get that. Let me get that. So we don't make ourselves look bad, and we don't blow the bag, right? You got people that could think around you. So that's pretty much what we was talking about, but that ain't gonna really change as far as women, accusing men of, that type of assault and, charge, and to other women feel, the plight of men, because it could be your brother, it could be, you know what I mean, it's not just Mike Tyson and Tupac, you know what I mean, or whoever celebrity you rock with, you know what I mean, it's regular people that don't have that Johnny Cochran money, they don't have the resources, and they locked up, yeah, they Akon and fucking Styles P, and they locked up, and they not getting out, so keep that in mind, you know what I mean, keep that in mind. Now let's get to this other shit. I think this is funny. You see this a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, Patty. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. Nobody's perfect, Patty. Nobody's the perfect man. Nobody's the perfect woman. But I'm only bringing that up in this sense, right? Little Uzi Vert. However, people are going to go look back at your track record and see, you know, what type of integrity you're working with, or if you was with certain type of behavior before. You could like it, you could love it, you could dread it, you could run from it. Destiny arise all the same. Y'all know what Thanos said, or should I say, I have, and I have because I'm going to tell you the truth. You could not like it all you want, and as an ex-con, obviously, you know, sometimes it comes up, sometimes it doesn't. If you was, you know, whatever, you know, you was touching here, like certain things, that's never going to go. You murder, you got to put it on your motherfucking, you know, your application, convicted felon, shit like that. You know what I mean? Posse scams, when you want to work with money or you want to, you know, build something in the community, people going to look at you and say, you know what I mean? Stop. Wait a minute, let me overthink this shit before I just jump out the window and fuck with you. That's just what it is. You could like it, you could love it, you could dread it, you can run from it. You know what I mean? Like hop out the bed looking for M's, you can run from it. And so Uzi Vert, I say that to say, you know, he just did a show or whatever, and I am not the biggest fan, I'm not gonna lie. I like that yada 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 yada. I mean, I like whatever that shit is, like yada 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 yada. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever that shit is. You know what I mean? And I can't do the dance, you know what I mean? I only do the two-step on them. I'm still doing the motherfucking two-step. I don't do all that yada 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 yada. I don't do all that shit. But you know what I mean? He came out, obviously got the little lyrics of make a city girl, you know, worship Satan or fuck with the devil or some dumb shit like that. And listen, people, not gonna say it's just all just lyrics. I know better than that. That's what we talk about on the channel. Sports, hip-hop, you know what I mean? I talk about all shit, but definitely hip-hop, and that's why a lot on my show, you hear me quoting lyrics of artists. Various, and it's off the head, always unscripted, uncut, because I love the music. Some stuff is said purposely, I believe. That's a fact. Or certain things is placed in videos as they just flash in the screens, and you watching, and you being, you know what I mean? You indulging. So he got the little red shit on, you know, the devil with the pitchfork is red, and, you know, the angel, the bad angel, one on your right side, one on your left side, whether you believe, you don't, you an atheist. But people is coming for him. And when you look at his past, you say he was fucking with Marlon Manson, learning about, you know, satanic stuff or whatever, allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of. All right, cool. You got the little Nas X with the sneakers and the blood of Christ or the blood of the devil or whatever they was typing, pushing on people and for you to buy, and that's you. I didn't buy them shits. I didn't think they was fire at all. I mean, that's just me. Funny type of guy. And then go get you a pair of cozy socks. And people is like, yo, you know what I mean? He need to be punished. He need to be held accountable. The angry mob is awoken. They mad and they like, damn, 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 they mad. It's a lot of lyrics you can pull out and quote that's crazy to the ears from men and women. So we can't pick and choose. And then this is the thing too, right? We have to, or at least I think we have to, separate or know the difference between people believing in God, right? If you subscribe and you're not an atheist, you believe in something. And I believe in that higher power. Falling short, but trying, and then pushing a whole nother agenda. That has to be like, I know I'm not the smartest person in the room. I got my GED. I graduated from ABE when I was up top. And ABE is adult basic education, right? For the slow niggas when they come up, when they come through and you can't really read and write because you was prioritizing other things, and you sitting in a motherfucking classroom with a whole bunch of grown and young motherfuckers that can't really read and can't write, and it's called Adult Basic Education, ABE. Nonetheless, I got my GED. Mm-hmm. We have to know the difference between that. And the reason why I say that's very important is because if you believe, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect fucking Patty. And Patty did everything right. No, you didn't do everything right. You killed your luck, you know what I mean? Or you did some crazy shit. And that's just being a human. Some stuff is done intentionally. Some stuff is done with bad intentions. And you just got to know, how to recognize a snake and keep the grass cut. You know what I mean? Because we know that they out there. You know what I mean? And more on that in a minute. You know what I mean? I got time today. We got to say how a person is going to church or they're a Christian. This country is still, in my estimation, you could Google it or you could put it in the chat if you know up top. If you know in this country who's the dominant, religion out of the three, I'm going to still say it's Christianity. Islam might be creeping up, or maybe it might have stalled off. You know what I mean? And a lot of those communities, and my observation is, the brothers and sisters that come from Africa, some was born and bred here, locked up and passed down generation. But in total, a lot of religion has stopped. It's not people just rushing towards it every day, no more, in my observation. You can let me know what you think. But anyway, we still have to, cut in between and say, all right, there's a difference between a person that's say they believe in something and then doing stuff and, you could say being a hypocrite. You could say not following all of the steps. Still, that's different than somebody pushing a whole nother wave, wearing certain things, saying they following a cult, doing certain shit that's like, well, that's definitely strictly the devil. If we talking about God and devil, you know what I mean? As opposed to saying you believe in. People that believe kill people, they rape people, they, starve kids, they leave kids, they do all type of shit. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's a difference between one proclaiming something and one proclaiming the other. But the thing is, rap, it's a freedom of speech, and two niggas want to indict you. Then it's like, nah, those are just lyrics. Those is just lyrics. And that's why 50 Cent say, you know what I mean? I want to quote some that the judge will quote because, crackers to get my black ass 100 years, but I'll buck shorty down just like it's a sport. I know I don't want to get indicted, but I'm going to shoot this nigga. And then you say, 50 Cent, you said you're going to shoot a motherfucker in your last verse, and you don't care if the tape get played in court. Oh, but those just lyrics, Your Honor. That's not the real life. In the real life, I'm a businessman. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not out here killing motherfuckers. So you pick and choose. Niggas in Atlanta, what's the Young Gunner and all of them, obviously got home, and Young Thug, I meant to say, and Gunner or whatever. Their lyrics was trying to be used against them. Then the law, they say, nah, that's just lyrics. But some people is telling on themselves. Well, in this case, I just think it's like, he been kind of showed his hand with that. Anybody that show their hand in that type of way, you got to look at them, with the side eye, in my opinion. But it ain't nothing crazy than NWA pulling over, right? This is a skit on Niggas for Life. One of my favorite albums, and it's hot, and I'm drinking. Niggas for Life album, it's a skit on there. And for those that fuck with NWA, when they pull over, they see a prostitute. Like, treat her like a prostitute. Don't treat no girlie well. Treat no girlie well. It's a Slick Rick reference. Pull over, hey, what's up, mom? What is hitting for? Like, what is hitting for? She like, well, what you talking about? What type of money you got? Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, yo, get in the car. Pull in the car. Obviously, they want fellatio and all this shit for free. Like, you know what I mean? The pussy is free, but the crack costs money. And she like, what is it free? So they kills the bitch, right? Like, kill a bitch. And that's a Jamaican song where we kill the bitch. They kills her, throw her out the car, keep pushing like, yo, let's go find us another bitch. So I'm only bringing that up to say, like, if that's not the most craziest shit, him, talking about he gonna make a city girl, while he doing talking about he gonna make a city girl fall in love with the devil or whatever. Nah, I think we heard worse. I just think people, like Chris Rock said, I did a video on this, do have selective outrage. They pick and choose. But on that topic, we just really need to be mindful that, people going to believe and they're going to fall short. It may take them time to quit cigarette. I remember, this is a side note. Again, it's my show, and I got time today. Soon as when you convert to Islam or Christianity, if you've been living one way for a long fucking time, eating a certain way for a long fucking time, thinking a certain way for a long fucking time, right? And fuck you too. Eddie Murphy, he living the way he, you know what I mean? You're going to give it up how you was getting it. And it takes time. It takes patience. It takes building good habits, discipline. It takes falling short just to bounce back and inch a little closer. And that's whether it's religious or not. That's if you're just working on yourself, right? Because every day we should be striving to be the best versions of ourselves. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? No matter what it is and what area it is. And we all fall short, and we don't got to be religious fanatics to want to get better. But if you do proclaim that, say you a Christian again, you believe in the Son, Father, the Holy Ghost, and I'm being funny, but I'm not. But I believe in the Father as well, and I also believe in Jesus, just not that He was God. You're gonna fall short of some things, so you got to work on yourself, and you should, and you're gonna come out in your own way, and that's a Purple Tape reference. But let's get to some other shit. This is crazy shit, crazy. And it's rumored, allegedly, maybe kind of sort of, but the thing is, the internet is undefeated. Yo, the internet is undefeated. And this story right here, this is a record right here. Because if this is one thing that a man's worst nightmare could be, or maybe not his worst nightmare, but your woman cheating, your wife or your girl, especially if you love her with all your heart, you a good guy, right? Let's make the scenario he's good and he's not a piece of shit ass nigga, because you don't want to start off with he being a piece of shit. Let's start off with him being a good man, right? Your woman cheat on you, your lady cheat on you, with your best friend at that, you know what I mean, or your brother, something like real. Stick the knife in him, like, damn, bro, you really fucking, shit hurt, like, you know what I mean? Or when you sitting at the Maury table and the DNA test comes in and you hate when they break the commercial. I remember the days being sucked in and caught on that shit, being locked up, having my TV in Elmira, watching motherfucking Maury and motherfucking Jerry Springer, just so a bitch could rip another bitch shirt and you could see a little, a little titty and all that. And this is real rap, authentic, that feeling. That's why you tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button before you leave the page. Good looking. And when they come back from commercial, it's like the lie detector determines, that's a lie. Or 99.9%, you are not the father, and everybody jump up, get mad of it, or some people be happy. Niggas be happy. You know what I mean? And I'm being funny, but I'm not, because even though it's theater, even though it's, it's probably made up, some of it's real. Some of it's based off real shit. And in this case right here, y'all know on the channel, I always say, maybe, allegedly, kind of, sort of, you know what I mean? Crew, what up? You know what I mean? Like, I always say that just because, one, I ain't got no money anyway, so you can sue if you want. But just so the stuff don't be accurate all the time. But allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of, it's being reported that Andrew Wiggins off the Golden State Warriors, girlfriend, some saying wife, I don't know, not only cheated on him, but that both of his kids is probably not his kids. And I said, damn it, man. I said, this is crazy shit, crazy. And I follow sports, so this is not just some chatty patty, you know what I mean? I'm not just, with the rumors and all. I don't do that on Popovich TV. If you just tuned in, you've been under a rock, and you ain't been fucking with the channel, you're over here, Popovich TV, we don't do that. We don't disrespect the dead. We don't catfish in the thumbnail and the titles and all that just so you can view us. We don't set ourselves on fire. We don't sell hamburgers on the side of the Brooklyn Bridge like them other channels. We don't do that over here. Just so we clear. Popovich TV, we don't do that. I watch sports. I'm betting on the Golden State Warriors. Miami fucking cost us some money tonight, losing to Chicago. Damn it. Off a back-to-back double overtime to fucking Minnesota. How you fucking let these niggas beat y'all today? Messed up my 3-pick. But anyway, that's a side note. So I see Andrew Wiggins is not playing. Personal issues. This is going back maybe like 3 weeks, a month ago. looking on the injury report when you're going to place your money. Right, you know what I mean? We motherfucking 34 minutes into the show and ride. Because that's your money, son. Because that's your money. And when I'm betting my money, I'm doing my research, I'm doing my studying and all that. I'm saying, damn, Andrew Wiggins been out for a little while. He's not injured. They're not really saying a lot on when he's going to be back or what's going on. And now, somehow, some way, somebody's reporting. The rumors just don't. I know rumors get started. You know what I mean? People be saying some shit. Niggas hate on you, and then when the lies don't work, they start to, or when the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Right? We know that. It's a French Montana. You know what I mean? We know that when the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Well, you gotta say, dang, why is a rumor like this coming out that his wife or his girlfriend or whatever she is cheated on him with the best friend allegedly, and the two girls ain't his? That just doesn't just come out of thin air. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. And even if it did, there's lessons to be learned. So this is why I'm going to talk about it. It's my show. And the thing is, like, one, if it is true, right? If it is true, it won't be the first, won't be the last. I'm not shocked and amazed, right? On the channel, when you put the beat on, I'm not shocked and I'm not amazed. But why is this happening, right? Or how does this keep happening? And there's other videos I did, there's other channels, and men and women, because it's a war going on outside. No man is safe from, especially in the black community. Oh, but you black. Gender wars and shit. We know that this shit go on in the hood. We know this shit. We know motherfuckers be taking care of motherfuckers' kids that's not theirs. And you do have the argument now, or, upon, birth of the child, should DNA testing be mandatory on said father and said mother? And obviously we already know it's mommy's baby, it's daddy's baby, etc. You know what I mean? And, I don't know if she did or not. I know she came out and she said, the internet is sick. And people just, say whatever. I know she didn't deny it. I know he didn't come out and say, that what the fuck are y'all talking about? That's my wife. This is my, you know what I mean? Like, he not saying anything. And then the last thing, if you go, look online, you see when they asked Steph Curry, who is also married, you know what I mean? Married to Aisha Curry, beautiful kids, etc. Obviously champion and all that. When they asked him, like, have you been in talks with him? Because he's just like ghosted. He ain't on no social media. And speaking of social media, when you go to her page, that's why I said the internet is undefeated. Niggas is detectives. So this is all shit that people is coming on. I didn't go look for that. People like her first post, I guess she deleted some posts, 2018. Last post, February 17th, last month. And that 5-year span, because we in 2023 round, people keep screaming we in 2023. And we're not living like the civil rights days. We're not living in the Noah's Ark days. We're not living in Jesus Christ days. We're not living in Rosa Parks days. We living in 2023, and people will remind you every fucking chance they get, whether online, especially online, even in person when you're having certain conversations with certain people. No pictures in it, but you got the babies? Say, damn, we seen celebrities. And this is another reason, so people please stop saying, I don't know why people be minding people's business, because their business is out there. Right, that's why. That's why people are talking about it. No one knows what you're doing in your house unless you make a phone call somebody, tell them what you're doing in your house. You call the police, you call the fire department. Nobody knows what's going on in your house unless you got some cameras set up and somehow somebody taps into them and now they can see what's going on in your house. I say that to say, if you shut the fuck up, if you don't air your dirty laundry out, people don't know what's going on. Not in your relationship, not with your kids, not in your sex life, not in your lack thereof, not in your new toys, not in your wine habit, like none of that shit. Now, we don't know what fucking movies and series you watching until you put that shit all on social media, and you know what I'm going to say on the channel, right? And it's all for sale. All your business is for sale. You selling shit and you ain't even getting no money. A lot of the times. You're not even getting no money. You're just putting all your business out there for people to consume it. Now, I get it. If you're a celebrity, you know what I mean? LeBron James, you know what I mean? Certain people, then they got paparazzi. Like how Kanye said, I hate these niggas more than the Nazis. Damn, paparazzi got me. You sliding out with your side piece. You know what I mean? You don't want your wife to know and click, click. You know what I mean? You got to say it wasn't you. You got caught. You got caught up in some fuck shit because you got paparazzi. You so fucking big and famous that you got paparazzis on the bat line. You know what I mean? Towel, you know what I mean? You got people on the bat line to see what you're doing. That's not everyday people. That's celebrities. So if their business is out there, regular people are going to have something to say. So that argument is really just doing something good, whether you're doing something bad. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. Like, come on, people going to talk good or bad. The point with this shit, though, is like, where does a rumor like this start? Does somebody hit up some Team Z person or somebody like, listen, we're going to expose you. Tell us, man, that these kids ain't his. You've been sleeping around, or you're going to come up off the bread. Is it a situation like that? Again, I don't know. But I know in 5 years, you would have your kid's father on your social media. You know what I mean? You wouldn't come out and say what she said, but not straight up deny it. And I speak about this a few times when it comes to some type of sexual harassment, obviously like Michael Irvin, who we just finished talking about. I'm not copping out. I'm not taking no pleas. I'm not going around it. I'm not dancing. I'm not putting no stigma or none of that, because once that shit is on your shoulders, it's hard to brush it off. And as a man, you don't really want that. You know what I mean? Some men may have the ability and the charisma, dare I say, the swag to overcome that. Everybody don't. And you don't want no shit like that on your jacket. That's not true. And that's why you shouldn't be capping out on taking no pleas or no deals when it comes to that. But if that's true, that's like the double whammy. That's like your man violating you, your wife or his girlfriend violating him, and then the kid's not being yours. That's wild crazy. And also, like I said, when you watch what Steph say about him, he's kind of giving it away. And he got the full support. Then on another channel I seen, they screenshot somebody allegedly from the Warriors organization. And again, this ties into sports, because that's what the channel was about also. Hip-hop, sports, entertainment, shit that I do. You know what I mean? With the bets. You hear some anonymous source like, yo, the shit he dealing with is some real shit. This is what the players is describing. You know what I mean? This is not what Lee is saying. This is what an anonymous source from the Golden State Warriors is saying. And I say, damn, is there anything lower than that? Is there anything lower than that, laying next to a motherfucker who you know what I mean, those not his kids? Like, you know what I mean? Or do ladies see it the same as when a motherfucker step outside the relationship and have babies on, or have a kid, you know what I mean, with somebody else? Because obviously that's the ultimate too for most women. They can accept a nigga busting some cheeks, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean, Scorpios, we the best. But having a kid, that's like some women. That's the tiebreaker. That's the deal breaker. It's like nah. And then most men, not all. Some men will take their women back that had extramarital, marital affairs or stepping out with some side nigga or whatever. So it's just like damn, crazy shit, crazy. But this is what we need to do as men, and the same thing with the sexual allegations. Got to keep fighting for those women to be handled and dealt with, some type of accountability for just throwing out false accusations. And then also maybe the DNA being mandatory. I mean, I can only imagine what it's like 5 years. Like what Kanye said she got one of your kids, got you for 18 years. Then you find out the kid, you know what I mean, after you put all your resources and time. It's different when you knowingly going into a situation as a stepdad. And a lot of us have had stepdads, you know what I mean? Myself being one of them, you know what I mean? You know what you're getting into when you go into a situation like that. But when you think it's your kids and come to find out those ain't your kids, and you told Harpo to beat me, like, damn. So, for his mental health, hopefully, that shit crazy. I can't even imagine, you know what I mean? Like, that's what he ain't on social media. He ain't coming out denying it. Steph and them is you got fucking secret sources speaking up, saying like, yo, he dealing with some real shit. What could be more real than that? I mean, you see with Tom Brady, and we now know his wife was with the trainer nigga. You thought she was going to learn Taibo. Nigga bending her backwards allegedly. And I'm not being funny, but I'm not. I know what it's like to get cheated on. You know what I mean? I know what I mean. Like, it is what it is. Sometimes you're going to learn today and you're going to know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you was right, yet to fail. And, you know, hearts of the matter can sting bad, and we all experience it in a different way. But I brought up Tom Brady. He played like shit for a lot of the first half of the year. Even in training camp, missing training camp, you find out your wife of X amount of years want a divorce now, and she was rocking with the trainer or some Felipe El Suavido ass nigga. Like, what? Some young wind in the hair ass nigga. And here it is, you the GOAT. Like, you really the GOAT, the greatest of all times, whether athletic or not, or a football player or not, far as the rings. Right, far as the rings. He's Lord of the Rings. He's the GOAT. And your wife do some shit like that to you? Or even in this Andrew Wiggins, your wife got the audacity, you 6'9", 6'11", a millionaire, hopefully a good, you know, husband, man, or whatever, good father, good character, good morals. People clowning him a little bit because he Canadian, like them crackers in Attica. When I went to CKO, and even when I was in Attica, them black folks, and you see up there, oh, but you black. They quick to tell you they fucking Canadian. Them niggas is not black. Not at all. No, they're not black. They're not black at all. You say, damn, that's crazy, and it's foul. Oh, but back to, is it the same as having a baby outside the marriage or your relationship? Nah, I don't see it the same. One, you know who, you know what I mean, the baby is. At least it's like, yeah, I fucked up, Connor came on, whatever. I was feeling good, she stayed on, whatever it is. You know it's yours, you know, like, you know what I mean? Taking care or not knowing that it's yours, that's something crazy. You know what I mean? We're going to get into some other shit. But not before we have this quick little break right here. You know what I mean? Not before we have this quick break right here. Yeah, kid. Feel bad for Wiggins, B. Like, feel bad for Wiggins. What's up with my motherfucking internet right now? Bastards. I feel bad for them. Fucking bastards. And this goes to as well, she might not be happy.
Yo.
You got a lady?
I gave her the calls.
You on the road, you working, you providing everything that you can, you trying to be the best man that you could be. And sometimes
but no.
You don't get that satisfaction of hearing that you make it happen, that she recognizes you doing. That's why she didn't break your back.
Damn. She's never happy. She's never happy. No. Damn. She's never happy. She's never happy. No.
It's like I'm invisible. Everything that I do is always for you, but you never see that. You always mad about something. Always mad about something. Always mad about nothing. Just to see you happy in relationships. Cause things get choppy in relationships. When you make it up, now you wanna call it quits. Then get mad at me cause all I wanna do is dip. But I ain't jumping shit. So go ahead tell your friends. Like a nigga come around just to get you in. Or to get some skin. But you be on me. How I do me. I brought you new TVs. When you ask to go shopping, who did that? When you wanted to vacate from where you live at. And if I ain't never around, where the kids at? When I did that, school days I did that.
Damn. She's never happy. She's never happy.
No. Damn. Your woman is never motherfucking happy. Now you suck your fucking teeth, everything make you mad.
I don't want to talk, now you want to fight.
You want to fight?
I don't want to fight.
Now you want to talk? Kick me out. Now you want to walk? My shit right here. I be on the treadmill going ham on this shit. Listen, fellas. Listen, ladies. Obviously, nobody want to be in a relationship that fucking sucks. Takes care, it takes patience, it takes communication, it takes a lot of shit. But also, nobody want to be around somebody that's just not happy from within. Because I truly believe, you know, happiness comes from within. So you got to be happy with yourself first. Not to say that you can't be dissatisfied, not happy with certain conditions and things in your life at that period and point. We all have that sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But overall, with your being, waking up, being appreciative, grateful that you got fucking life. That's where you start at first. You know what I mean? And I guess maybe for me, being how I start, you know, off that way with that mindset, I'm already happy. And people be like, damn, you know, I did time or whatever. Lee, why you always happy? Pardon me, y'all. I need to send this text out. Why you always smiling, $1 million smile? Even though it should be bad. Sometimes shit is not always going to be good. Sometimes shit is not always going to be hitting and clicking on all cylinders. And you got to take the good with the bad. But if you start from that first, I think you will have more, you will feel more fulfilled. You know what I mean? And obviously that's the faith again, you know, so back to the God and the devil, what you believe in, what you don't believe in, you know what I mean? When you start from there first, it gives you a jump start on your happiness. And for some people, they don't have that purpose. They don't seem fulfilled. They just always fucking seem mad and miserable. And it's like nobody really want to be around that shit. You know what I mean? And that's just a side note in addition to the other stuff. Well, let's talk about this shit, right? I'm from New York, and right now in New York, and I'm sure you know the states that have you know, obviously the new marijuana laws. Marijuana is, you know, the dispensaries popping up. You got the medical marijuana and shit. And coming from somebody like speaking on NWA and Dr. Dre and the Chronic and all that shit, you know, this is what we grew. The name of the album says it all. The Chronic. You know what I mean? $20 sack pyramid and shit like that. And, you know, that era. People starting to mention the blunts, and you know what I mean? I woke up in the morning, hop on the train and see my man, he had an L in his hand, like, you know what I mean? Buckshot Shorty referencing so many, you know what I mean? Past the Buddha sack, people started implementing smoking weed and you know, obviously fall in love with marijuana. And then you say you go even back further than that, you got Rick James and Mary Jane and, you know, different artists talking about it in different ways. All right, let's fast forward. Now what we having now, even though some of the stores is illegal for now, meaning they're not licensed, they're not permitted to, you know, sell marijuana or, you know, marijuana byproducts, whether it's edibles and certain things. They only, as a smoke shop, they only allowed to have certain things. They're not allowed to be pushing marijuana out the doors, right? Cool. They breaking the law, they cracking down. But what I've been noticing since these laws have, you know, even though they're like, yo, we're gonna give the felons, people that was, you know, arrested for weed and shit. You know what I mean? We're gonna push their felonies aside. We're gonna give them a chance to get licensed and this and yada yada yada. You know what I mean? And we're gonna try to work with them. Now when you come outside, it's like my eyes. There's trucks everywhere. There's stores everywhere. Every fucking way you look, it's weed galore. Like, you know what I mean? And I know my Wi-Fi is acting a little stupid, but where's my nigga at, though? You know what I mean? Like, motherfucking song. Gotta rock with my guy. It's weed everywhere. Or in this case, poison. Shout out to SNS, you know what I mean? Shit fire. Told you I got time today.
Ain't nothing but Zaza over here.
Ain't nothing but Zaza over here. Roll up.
Rolling up, I'm tryna get fucked up.
Shorty look,
Pink boogies in that kush.
that really turn around. All my blood,
So water dog stop backwood. Light it up, one hand up, one good.
I be smoking on the
Poison.
smoking coins.
Smoking
Just a vibe. Rolling nothing but the on that potion, smoking that purple potion. If I roll this runs and gumbo, I'ma get this shit in motion. A paper plane like I'm TaLking. Oh, that 41 cause me major pain. Mix the gelato with ether, the currency went through the speakers. I did this out with a pivot to haze, that granted they made me a demon. That's my shit right there, poison. You're gonna have a lot, I mean, not to say that kids is not doing it anyway. I know what I was doing as a kid. Again, I know what other kids was doing at my age. No ideas, originals, nothing new under the sun. It's never what you do, but how it's done. And things just repeat itself, especially when you don't have, parents or adults to step in and intervene and say, boom, 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 this is what it is. So when you look out now, you say, damn, it's fucking really more smoke shop stores than it is liquor stores. If you go look and take inventory, Harlem, the Bronx, no matter fucking, and then again it goes to the car analogy. When you go get your ride, you know what I mean? You going to get your motherfucking ride, and you don't really realize that the car that you got, the BMW, the 620, the whatever it is, the new Broncos, which is fire. Till you pull out the lot, you feeling good, you feeling rad, everything going good. Today was a good day. Then you look, you say, damn, this motherfucker got the Bronco. This bitch got the Bronco. This little baby got the Bronco. Like, you look around, you start seeing everybody got the car that you got. Go outside now that I'm telling you. Unless you live like in an affluent neighborhood, you in Long Island somewhere, you in a certain part of Queens or Staten Island, you know what I mean? And, Yonkers or whatever like that, where the neighborhood is gated, Pennsylvania, wherever you live, Maryland, shit like that, Jersey. If you in the hood, look on every corner, see where the liquor stores are. I'm sure y'all know where the liquor stores is at. Now see where the smoke shops is at. Now again, I'm not saying all of these stores is selling weed. I'm not saying that. But selling weed products, the bags, the this, the pipes, the paper, whatever it is. And again, it's legal. And they in Congress, they in the Senate, they making changes. And they've been busting a lot of people. And this is another thing why this is the new wave that they're pushing. Prohibition, when the mob had, the liquor game in the smash, and they're going back and forth with the government and the local states and cities. They want a piece of the pie. A nickel bag gets sold in the park. I want in. You want in. And I get it. They money hungry just like everybody else. More money, more money, more money. Yeah. More money, more money. They want more fucking money. They greedy motherfuckers. They say if you do anything illegal, we're going to tax you, we're going to seize your shit, we're going to close your business down. And this is the last kicker that they doing for the dispensaries, the legal ones, right? Because they don't want nobody making no money that's illegal. Only illegal spots. All the little trucks that's painted black and green, y'all niggas get shut down now. Like, y'all under us now. Don Corleone, like, you under us now. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. The government reached their long, their long hand out of the law. Like, yo, you with us now. You under us, or you go to jail. They doing deliveries now. This shit is Uber weeds. Like, what you want? An A for that Gorilla Glue? You want, an A for that sour? You want, Chun-Li, Chicka-Chi? We got you. How much you spending? 500, 600, 800? Man, the thing is, too, those apes and, that weed is expensive. Go see my other video on weed that I did a year ago. I just was watching, like, just to see how it aged. And you say, damn, they're going to be delivering it now. The signs is everywhere now. What does this do to you as a seasoned weed smoker if you're a weed smoker? And some people are like, it's just weed. Is it? And I pose this question. When you go on, when you need your surgery, done, and your BBL or your appendix removed, or to fix your cataracts in the laser, do you want your doctor or the doctor's assistant or your dentist or the school bus driver that's driving your kids? Because Wu-Tang love the kids to be high, even if it's off weed. You want them smoking some shit, got their eyes real red, and then right before they go to work, popping motherfucking, like popping the motherfucking Visines in the eye. Like, I put some Visines in my eye so that my, you know what I mean? Or you want them to be sober and not a drug user. And that's if you seasoned. You could say, fuck it, if the plane driver going to get me to the Bahamas and he going to get me to my destination, that nigga could be how all he wants. Snoop Dogg could be driving. This shit could be soul plane as long as we get to where we got to get to. Me, on the other hand, I don't feel that way. I don't want my, I don't want the operator of a construction site high, even though we know mad of them motherfuckers be getting high. You know what I mean? I don't want it. I'm not saying, that it's, I'm not saying it's right. I'm definitely saying I don't want it. But if it's not breaking the law, it's not breaking the law. Some laws it's not in place yet. You know what I mean? When you see what is it, Umi the Hellcat, real side quick note, he was doing something that wasn't against the law. They make it against the law, then they got you. But what does it do for your kids? That's the real question, and that's what I was skimping up to. Talk about you being seasoned. You've been smoking for 20 years. You're 43, you're 44, you're 45, you're 47. You've been smoking for longer than 20 years. 23, you start smoking at 16, 17. You a vet. You know the different calibers. You know how to see the little buds and all that shit. The orange hairs on the loud. Like you know what it is. But what about your kids now? 15, 14, 19, the vapes and all that. All these different things that they push out there to the kids. Are you talking with them about weed? Or is your message to them that it's just weed? If your kids, if your parents smoke crack, your kids will smoke crack tomorrow. So be more mature and kids do your chores. Slick Rick reference. If you smoke crack, your kids will smoke crack tomorrow. And if you smoke weed, chances are your kids might smoke weed. But if that's cool with you, that's cool with you. I'm just saying, what do you think of the big advertisement? The big put it in your face. The shit is ass. Like, make that motherfucker, like, shit is ass all in your face. And soon as you open up the gram, that shit is like bling blah all over the place. She got the dookie, you know what I mean? It's all in their face. It's all over. It's everywhere. It's on TV. They talking about it. You see a few speeches with Mayor Adams. He like, I know the law is legal. It smell like weed in here. And then you even see Marlon Wayne's asking like, yo, you smoke weed? Straight up asked him like, yo, you smoke? You know what I mean? And he puff past. What does that do for your kids? Do you hide when you smoke? Do you smoke in front of them? I know even back in my time, you know what I mean? Parents smoke with their kids. And you gonna smoke if ever you smoke with me. I don't want you to be smoking out there in the streets and somebody might give you something that you know what I mean, you don't know what it is. And that's true. Buying drugs off the street, anything can happen. They could DMX you, they can even, you know what I mean, rest in peace allegedly. They could do whatever they want to. It could be a bad batch. And then it'd be like, Tony, there's no other way. You in the end game and you down bad right now. And you down bad. Talk to your kids. If they have age, you should talk to them about sex, money, drugs, and entertainment like Cam out. You know what I mean? Sex, money, drugs, and entertainment. If you don't, somebody else will. And if you are an indulger, even if it's just weed, still talk to them. You know what I mean? You could try to hide it and spray all you want, but eventually them eyes get low, the munchies start kicking in like a motherfucker, and you sound like, take my butt the chronic. I got to get fucked up. Hey, make my butt the chronic. I forgot to fire up. I want the chronic. I want the, you know what I mean? You want the bomb shit. You want the chronic. You know what I mean? Like, cannabis sativa. Well, in the heart of LA, known as the chronic. Not to be confused with the bionic, even though it does cost $6 million. Man, understand? That's all off the head. You know what I mean? That's off the chronic. You know what I mean? Like, that nigga said, I'm ready to fuck something up now. She like, well, you can come over there and fuck me like triple cheeseburgers and apple pineapples and all that good old shit. I'm ready to get my munchies on. Are you talking to him about that? And that's why your habit is going up and all that. That's why your weight is going up, because you're smoking at night and you got the munchies. With all these smoke shops and all that, you got to talk to them now. If you don't, just like a lot of our parents, they some of them did it, smoke with us, not smoke with us, kick the kids out, different approaches. And there's no manual on parenting, even though some people seem to do better than others. You know what I mean? And some seem to fail miserably. Just because you can have kids don't mean you should have them. That's another topic for another time. But y'all already know how I feel. I think it should be basic, you know what I mean? Shit in place like, oh, nah, you got the organs and you can do it, but you can't have kids. If you have kids, we have to take your kids. And I know that's extreme. People don't want to hear that. But it still ain't talking about kill black babies. Oh, but you black. Yeah, there's actually somebody online that be talking about kill black unborn babies. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Side note. What does that do for your kids? You got to talk to them. Somebody else going to talk to them. And again, with more weed shops, even though they're not supposed to be selling weed, outnumbering the liquor stores, you got a lot of shit to compete with. You got a lot of shit to deal with when it comes to talking to your motherfucking kids and dealing with drugs, especially if that's what you indulge in. And that's all you indulge. I don't smoke no cigarettes, I don't drink, but every now and then, take a little hit of, you know what I mean, or the poison. You know what I mean? So that's what needs to be talked about. Well, let's talk about this last shit, man. Let's talk about this shit. The young autistic boy, right, that got beat up in Washington Heights. I did a video on this. Go see the other video that I did. You know what I mean? Was it racist? Was it racially charged? Was it just a random ass whipping? And it's roughing the GHETTL. It's a clip, maybe kind of, sort of. I seen it on the Instagram page, seen it on somebody else's page. And he fighting somebody, looked like a girl. The imagery is blurry, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like crystal clear. I ain't even know it was him. And if you don't read the caption, you probably won't know that it's him either. You know what I mean? Unless that's your family and you can identify. And you're like, oh, I recognize the, you know what I mean, the body movements and the contorting and the shit. That's Johnny. Nah, you can't really tell. I couldn't tell. So people are saying like, yeah, this is in retaliation and this is, you know, why this took place. With him getting whipped on up in Washington Heights on 181st Street, where I be at, you know what I mean, sometimes coming through, you know what I mean? First of all, we don't know if he was defending himself or, you know, on what was going on. It's a small clipping. The video where he getting whipped on, you could clear, obviously it's clear. They got two of the people, I believe, two of the young kids. And shout outs to the young kids in Washington Heights that started like their little movement. They did like a little rally talking about, you know, how they can better the community, stop things like this from taking place in the future. And applaud to them. I mean, good, that's good for them. Starts in the home first. Good kids, bad kids, either way, it starts in the home first. And then sometimes your kids can still do what the fuck they want to do, no matter how you raise them, because kids are little, you know, they're just humans. They're just little. But anyway, whether it's retaliation or not, I mean, you can't say I kicked you, so you know, you pulled out a gun. With the racial, you know, with the nigga alert, you know what I mean, and die, nigga, we've been born and die again. Niggas been dying for 400 years. Niggas dream about dying. I'm a motherfucker, that's an NWA reference. We heavy on the NWA tonight. Because this is the shit that they was spitting to the youth when I was coming up. I'm like, Spanish people use that all the time towards each other, towards other blacks. When blacks interact with them, I call, you know what I mean? It's just like the norm, and it just is what it is. Whether you agree or you don't agree, my point is just that that exchange happens and takes place. As much as people go into Grand Central Station, in and out, you know what I mean? Back and forth to Long Island, you know, to Lower Manhattan. It is what it is. The boldness of the, you know, the girl, and whether it's retaliation or not, if he's, you know, if he's autistic, if he's just lashing out, it doesn't make it right. He probably have, you know, behavioral problems. And I don't know all the details, but again, the video was blurry. It could have been doctored. We don't really know for sure, but what we do know is that, again, you know, parents, you got to talk to your kids about sex, drugs, and violence, shit like that, and not to get caught up, because also, you know, in this case, because he's, you know, black, African American or whatever, and they of, you know, they of the Latino race, you know what I mean? It looks racist. It sounds racist. And you thinking you just jumping into some gang shit as we used to do and just piling on. Not in some gang shit like the Bloods and the Crips and shit like that. Just a gang piling on one person and you all just being, you know, violent. It go from that to this is a race crime. This is racially charged, and now you're facing some extra, bogus charges or whatever that you don't need. And the thing is, again, too, we got to be more mindful of, where we let who our kids hanging with and stuff like that. Some parents is more on top of it and some not. And when you listen to the clip with her, she's like, I knew he was going out, but I didn't know he was going to be all the way uptown. Hey, all the way in Queens. He autistic. How autistic is he? You know what I mean? And again, the people that released that video or whatever they try to release to make it look like he just wasn't the victim. You know what I mean? I get it. You know what I'm saying? So this last two quick things. This one's just a real quick side note. I did a video on Sierra. You know what I mean? More power to her. Challenge. You know what I mean? She married. If her man happy with it, fuck it. Let him be happy with it. But again, they put all their business out there in the public. So the public got a right to speak on it. Whether you like it or not. You could keep scrolling just like you're telling the next person to scroll. But I believe she put a sheet on or some big rap shit. Like, yo, you know what I mean? Next year I'm going like this, all wrapped up. And she being funny, but she not. She being funny, but she not. And shout to her, she gonna come out in her own way. The thing is, again, too, when you profess to be something or follow a certain lifestyle a certain way, people gonna judge you. People gonna look at you under the microscope. They're gonna critique you. They're gonna break you down to its very last compound and be like, damn, is they really about that, or is they living two-faced, or is they hypocrite, or is they this, or is they that? You know what I mean? The thing is too, if her husband allow it, he allow it. It is what it is. But people can't, men or women, you can't be mad at the other men or women who don't share your opinion. And they're like, he on sucker time, or he on simp time. If that's what popular opinion says, you're not going to change it by going on saying what you're saying, and they ain't going to change it either. But I thought that was funny that she was in, a little trolling. You know what I mean? A little, just a little bit of trolling. Let's get to this last shit. Told you I got time today. Let's get to this last shit, right? Come from the streets, rep the streets. I did time and shit. I mean, I'm not new to the channel. I'm not an angel. I'm not perfect, and I'm not the realist. I'm not a killer, but don't push me. All those adjectives. I'm not a bitch, nigga, sucker, faggot, and all that, right? So I'm bringing it up for the Troy Ave shit. You know what I mean? Well, I fuck with Troy Ave, especially the music. He in the motherfucking playlist. You know what I mean? I don't know what's up with my internet today. He went to trial. You know what I mean? With the shit with Taxstone. Obviously, his man, his bodyguard, was murdered. He was shot. It was beef, internet beef, social media beef, spill over into the streets, shit get real. All of a sudden, people that's official, they pull up on you, and they got burners. You know what I mean? And when they pull it out, they're not pulling out the talk. They're not pulling out to ask your motherfucking name. You know what I mean? They pulling it out to do what they do. You know what I mean?
I love it though.
I love it though.
That's the part that DJ's gonna kill in the intro.
I said, I fuck with you.
So sad, so sad, so sad. That chicken Josh, you might have fucked that girl.
You might have fucked her.
You might have said you loved that.
Might have said you loved her. But she belongs to the game. And when she with me,
I let her do my thing.
we don't care about the copyrights. We unscripted over here. We back and forth online. This is something that normally on the channel, I do say I'm not shocked and I'm not amazed. Because I don't be. Seen a lot, you know what I mean? The time that my life is, the period of time that I'm living in, seen a lot. From the towers falling to, the black presidents, and just a whole bunch of wild, crazy shit. The invention of TikTok, Apple phone, I mean, the 70s. It's just crazy. But this part, to see it play out on social media, with two rivals, like I said, started on social media, it happens in the real life. Fires exchanged, life is lost. Then for a trial to commence, real consequences is the outcome of this shit. This shit ain't no game. Like Rough Riders. This shit ain't a game. What you think, it's a game? And I'm being funny, but I'm not, by quoting DMX, because it's not just a game. And you might get the L. Somebody already lost their life. Family already mourned. They're already saying they know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that they was right, yet to fail. Now y'all playing out. You locked up, taxed on. Somehow you got the phone, and I get it. I know, you know what I mean? I get it. I was on plenty of jail call. I know plenty of, people that was in the feds that had access to the phone. I mean, they different type. Some of them was different type of niggas, and salute to them. You know what I mean? You tweeting out like, yo, can't wait till this nigga testify on my hearing. Can't wait to this, can't wait. And he texting back, like, you know what I mean? I feel it's my duty. Just like some wild shit playing out. Niggas acting Barack Obama, who I just quoted, the black president. President is black. You acting him, like, you know what I mean? He trying to set me up, and for the people that's he's a gangster, or his image was a gangster, and it was. You know what I mean? As far as the songs and shit, Troy, I fucks with the hoes and the gangsters. I mean, I be on the treadmill going hard to that shit, and I did 5 miles today. Yeah, kid. Made sure we got it in today. We on our shit. Say, damn, you gonna brag and boast about being one way when the time comes, you sit down and point fingers, and Kareem Akbar, he is the true leader of the CNB, and then the brashness of it. And we've been seeing a lot of this, and it's not like it's even new. This behavior, what's going on. So my whole point is, is for the young people, for the people that may be involved, you thinking about getting involved, stop and overthink that shit. Then stop and overthink it some more. Because it really ain't no motherfucking codes. It ain't no codes of the streets. It ain't no niggas that's living by certain morals and principles no more. And if it was, you still have examples where people wasn't doing it then when it was more relevant, you know what I mean? For people to want to be stand up. You know what I'm saying? So now in a time where it's the fabric and, that culture, which is stupid anyway. In hindsight, when you become grown, you become, a man and more mature, and you elevate in your mind. Man means mind, you know what I mean? And you're not just a male. You see all that shit is just a facade anyway. And niggas ain't living that shit. Like, you ain't really about that life. Like, you ain't about it. Like how Shannon Shaw was talking to Ja. He like, dog, that's not your life. And so, for the people like Ja, that's blessed. And this is not about him. This is about Troy Ave. Taking a stand, pointing the finger, going on social media, bragging about telling a person that allegedly maybe kind of sort of took life on social media, going back and forth. This shit is a spectacle. And it's good and it's bad that it's playing out in the public forum, in the public eye like this. So you can say, damn, what's to be learned from this shit? One, people ain't abiding by none of that shit. And that's you. If you think you're going to abide by, and you think you're going to be living under some free code or some unwritten rules and laws and all that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's not good to have principles and morals. I stand on mine all day. You know what I mean? Popovich, come on in. You know what I mean? We authentic that feeling over here. And even standing on your square, your principles and your morals, you still could be wrong. You still could be wrong. You still could not be in the right. But if you thinking that running with niggas, running with gangs, running with certain people doing street crime and all, that wave is over. You know what I mean? Even though it's crime going to keep, people going to commit crime till it's over. The laws is made, laws is going to be broken. But what I mean is the toughness. Hopefully that's dying out with people that been through the storm. They know better. They have kids. They want their kids to do better than them, I would hope. Otherwise, you're just a fucking clown. Let's just call it what it is. If you grown, you've been through the storm, you live one way. If you have kids and you don't want them to live better than you, to me, you're a fucking clown. That's just what it is. You don't like it? Oh, well, I'm going to say some shit you're probably not going to like all the time. And I'm sure everybody not going to agree with everything that I say on the channel. But you come here because I'm going to spit the real as I see it. And I got to talk about my life and how I see it. Right. It's a Martin Lawrence reference. You want them to do better. So doing better is like, yo, the being hard route, I'm not saying you got to be a sucker, because you got to defend yourself and be ready at all times. You know what I mean? You never know when you got to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you should practice that. You should be ready for it. But I mean, running towards being hard and trying to live a certain lifestyle. A lot of kids hopefully is not doing that. Again, for the parents, we should be putting them on the game. Like, that way of thinking been outdated. That been outdated. Now it's, you know what I mean, investing, this real estate, this coding, this building with other brothers, linking together, you know what I mean, coming together for a purpose bigger than yourself that can benefit other people. It's really no bigger, you know what I mean, fulfillment. And a lot of times when you give of yourself, for people that's deserving, obviously, and of course, not when you're giving motherfuckers that don't appreciate, don't deserve, they could care less, they just want to drain the well, they don't give a fuck how you get it, how you doing it, how you maintaining it, they just me, my. But for the people that, you know, is appreciative, people that deserve it, people that's gonna, you know, also pay it forward, it's nothing more better than that than, you know what I mean, serving them and rocking with them, helping them, you know what I mean? And that's the wave that the youth should be on. You know what I mean? And, you know, I think with the internet now, obviously, you know, we still, and, you know, in the early years, I should say social media, the internet been around way longer than 2011 and 12, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter and all that shit came out. So we still, you know, we still in the developed stages, or we still in the studying stages to see the next 15, 10 years, how it's, you know, affecting people. We already starting to see some effects of that now. But with the more information, is what I'm saying, the more knowledge that's out there, you can put, you know, power to words, and you can put action into movement and then make it happen for yourself. You know what I mean? But talk with them, let them know, you know what I mean? The street life is not really what it is. And you can try to live that life, but at the end of the day, when you get jammed up, and like Noriega says, you hate the law, nigga, break it. I don't care, but when you get caught, remember that I don't care. Niggas not gonna care. They're gonna burn it up on you. You may have somebody pointing a finger at you, telling them you did everything, accusing you of, and it's just a whole bunch of road to leave it and nothing. And then I'll end with this, because you know, I went to see KO Smitty, that is, last weekend, last Friday, and it's a whole day process. So I didn't do the show last Friday. I didn't do the show last Saturday. You know what I mean? I only do it once a week now. I was giving my all every day going live. I did that for a long time, and then I fell back on that. You know what I mean? He's been locked up 48 years. That's longer than I've been alive. That's longer than a lot of rap people careers and acting careers and some of, you know what I mean, some of y'all. You know what I mean? And he used to play with, you know, play with me like my numbers is your big brother or your father. You know what I mean? And he got a 74 number. And you say somebody like a Taxstone who may go to prison for a long time, you know, Troy Ave, talking about telling and bragging about it or making fun of it, making light of it, like it ain't none of my people's. You know what I mean? The shit that Cam did and paid in full. I ain't telling on nobody in Harlem, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna still fuck these niggas that I don't fuck with, telling on all of them. Caught up in the fake system that's just illusions, and that shit don't mean nothing to a lot of people when the push comes to shove. You know what I mean? So think about him, 48 years, and then think about that could be you next. And the new Maxes and Rikers that they closing, and how they moving shit around, how the financial market is moving, and natural disasters, the ozone layer, and the climate change. And obviously these is all the worst things, but we are in the end game. And I say that plainly, but I don't be playing. Whether it's you personally, if your time expires, or whether it's some catastrophic media hitting us, or some shit happen that you have no control over that you can't stop, and it's going to happen ultimately anyway. That's when I mean the end game, when it's just a wrap for everybody. And we be living in those times, if you ask me. You say, damn, all that time he did for people to want to go jump on the line for that? At these times, where, you know what I mean, and climate change and the heat, you know, we only had fucking 2 days of winter really here. Snow maybe like 1.5 times for the whole winter. And spring is next week, right before Ramadan. You know what I mean? Ramadan to be starting, inshallah. I'll be fasting, trying to get myself together. Like I told you, every day you should try to be the best version of yourself. You don't want to get caught up in no prison at this time. Coming from somebody that been there for 48 years, you're like, bro, you don't want to come in. It's worse and worse and worse and worse. And though from afar, because you're not hip, you see Casanova 2 times tweeting on the tweet under these tweets and all that. You see motherfucking Taxstone tweeting from prison and all that. And you see it look funny. You know what I mean? You see the little TikTok videos and motherfuckers making, you know, fried rice and all that with the stinger, and they showing you how niggas do shit in prison. And it's funny and it's a game. So they really be like on the child and you locked up and you don't got no phone, or your mom's died, and because of the jail politics, it was a shutdown or whatever's going on, you don't make the funeral. Shit like that. Your girl leave you, your money run out, your health get bad. It's a lot of people in prison with bad health, and their health deteriorate because they don't have the best of the medical. They don't have the best of the health. Just like if you out here and you was living one lifestyle and now you on public assistance, or you ain't got no insurance or whatever, something bad happened to you. Oh, that's the bill. How Mordo said it in Doctor Strange, the bill comes due always. They might have to say, well, we can't do nothing. We got to just cut your leg off, or we got to just take your teeth out. We can't motherfucking, what's the shit that they do to people? Root canal and all that. They say the root canal, your insurance don't cover that, so we just got to take your teeth out. Then you end up missing different teeth because you got bad insurance. So I'm being funny, but I'm not. But the message is still the same. Like, you don't want to go in there at times like this, especially for no 10, 20 years behind some fake bullshit, street code shit. Then come to find out your toughest and your favorite rappers, them niggas is telling. With no fear, like it's no, like with no fear flight, like then outside in the mall shopping buying a new Coogee. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. They outside, they in your city, they shopping, they fucking around. And you ain't gonna do nothing, you know what I mean? And so it's phony and it's fake, and you don't want to get caught up in that, coming from somebody that been inside, coming from other people that's still inside, or did 20, 30 years. They don't want to go do that shit over. You know what I mean? Like, they don't, even though they made it home, nobody want to rewind on that. And in fact, they wish that they never did this shit to go to prison in the first place. So, far as Troy Ave, I'm not shocked, I'm not amazed. Some people like he not telling because it's the enemy, it's the op, it's the nigga that shot him, and it's the nigga that killed this man allegedly, you know what I mean? Maybe kind of, sort of. He on trial, and we're going to find out soon enough. Challenge. We're going to find out soon enough. Yeah, you know what I mean? Is it telling when you telling your enemy? That's what I'm saying. People, when you get to the goal line, they switch it up on you. As soon as when you get out, they pull you right back in. Like, nah, it's only telling when it comes to this, and it's only telling when it comes to that. But if you're telling on the enemy and you become like the illest nigga in Nebraska, and you think you're going to have to drop a dime on them because that's your competition and you want them out of here, right? And do you ever think about when you out here, you know what I mean? What's up, Tay? Your record deal, video, hot air, Mercedes, Benz, and Range Rover, and all that shit out of here. Is that how you want to go out? I think not. So, don't be fooled and don't be tricked. That's the only thing I got for that. It's just the last thing, right? It's the last thing. Because this is my show. We unscripted over here, and I got time in it. At least a little bit more to talk about this last topic. I did a video on this was it 2 weeks ago? Charleston White, Doggy Diamonds, Hassan Campbell, it's Star Wars, niggas threw 2 at me, I threw 4 back, told you I'm not going to be going back and forth on the internet, you know what I mean? I'm going to say my shit and that's it, and then I see you outside, challenge. The internet is going to be the internet, people, and when it comes to Charleston White, in reference to the Math Hoffa, he went and found some girl that allegedly maybe kind of sort of something happened to her, you know what I mean? We don't know if it's true or not. The lesser charge, Charlemagne, I'm being funny, but I'm not. He came out and said, Charleston White, he like, yo, I get on my phone, you know what I mean? Get on the internet, YouTube or whatever, type in my name, see who's talking about me, see how many followers they got, see if they low level or they high level, because nigga judging you by how many followers you got. And this real side note, I did a video on this too. A lot of people be duped. You be in a person, you be in a room, or you be at a function with somebody that can shake your hand, take your number, talk that shit for you, get you in the door, and because you take their Instagram or you know what I mean, you look at their card and you see the low level numbers, you think that you higher than them, even though they're in a way better position than you are, and on the back end, you end up playing yourself out of position. And that's you for the people that judge people off that. But anyway, he like, yeah, I look at people, see how many followers they got. And if they got a little following, I say some shit at them. I say some wild, crazy shit, get the engagement, and I may go at them niggas for a year. He like, because a lot of these people, some of them, they street dudes, they don't know about the internet. You can't beat me on the internet. Off the internet, you're going to end up going to jail. You know what I mean? Well, I'm going to end up Kareem Akbar on you, and you was the true leader of the scene B. And if I'm going down, taking everybody down with me, right? He said he's going to tell. Whether he's being funny or he's not. This is what he said. So when I did my video to Math Hawkins, I already seen the rope a dope. It's just so funny that after I did the video, he comes out and he admits this is what he do. That's why Hov said, you know what I mean? You can't argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell who is who. Do not bark up that tree will fall on you. So you're going to lose in a lose-lose situation. There's really no winning when you're arguing on the internet. You're not going to win. You know what I mean? And then the people that don't know, they're just looking from afar. You know what I mean? Like, look at those fools over there arguing. And then, you know, some people got charisma and style and challenge. So they're going to make they're going to flip it and bounce it and make you look bad. They know how to edit. They'll have you spinning in the clip. And you'll be mad as a motherfucker like, damn, you know what I mean? Why I go back and forth with this motherfucker or this bitch about some shit can't even control. You're not going to see them in person. You're not going to be around them. And if you are, you know what I mean? What you going to do? Whip their ass, they press charges, you end up losing a sponsor or some money because you end up doing some dumb shit. You traveling across state lines with burners like John Morant. Then you got to check into rehab and, you know what I mean? Shit, right. So you don't want to go that route. That's why it's not for you to beef and argue with everybody that's on the internet. People going to say shit in the comments. People going to say random shit. Like, you know, told niggas from New York he want to fuck their daughters and all. Some wild, crazy shit. Just to get views. Then he'll come look and see a video like mine. Be like, nah, the views is low. Fuck that light-skinned nigga. See somebody else like, oh, he got 100,000. I'm about to go in on this nigga for a week. Just to keep my shit in the algorithm. And again, sometimes he says shit for shock value. Sometimes I agree with what he's saying. And that's what a lot of people, you know what I mean? You're gonna agree or you're gonna disagree. Every fight ain't worth fighting. You gotta pick and choose, you know what I mean? And then just think of some of the best battles that never was or could have been because somebody didn't answer or they pulled a strategic move like, you know what I mean? I'm not even gonna respond to that shit. Or I'm going to respond right away and you got 3 days like Drake, like I'm going back to back because the timing wasn't right. Sometimes you can win, sometimes you're going to lose. And you know what I mean? Y'all just lost one because we out of here. You already know what it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV, that's my show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here, one more again. Yeah, kid.